Hey, it's Mr. God to you, and I'm here doing a Apocalypse versus my 3-star team of Mohawk, Classic Magneto, and Kamala Khan. You can see how their powers are spec'd out here. This is a good team to use if you're still developing your roster. We find that there's a couple of the newer players in our alliance that like to compete in the boss events, but don't have a max champ or whatever, a champ 5-star roster to be able to really just walk in and go toe-to-toe. You can see I use the AP boost because you really do need to get this one started early in order for it to be effective. So yeah, this is just this is a team just about anyone can have quite easily with a bit of work on their roster through the Deadpool Daily. And this is against Round 8 Apocalypse, so this is often the part where people start to have a lot of trouble keeping up with the fight. So the way this combination of team powers works, the two main hitters for it are Kamala Khan and Storm. You can actually use a 4-star Thor, the Lady Thor one, if you want. She works quite well as well. The nice thing about the Magneto is he does get rid of one extra tile type. And also because he has his red power, which gets rid of the team-up tiles, and that's really important. There's two powers that work really well together that are kind of the engine for this, and that's the Kamala Khan purple, which basically turns one color of AP tile into green, and then the Storm Mohawk green power, which blows up quite a few tiles and gives you all the AP for them. So if you've created a really good concentration of green tiles, then it kind of refreshes itself, and it's almost always got a pool to keep doing things with. We call it, inside my alliance, we call this the you don't get a turn combo, because once you get it rolling, you can really just keep going over and over and over again without the other team getting a turn. The Storm yellow and Magneto red powers work to keep the team-up tiles off the board. So there's this mathematical thing that you can do, right? So that if you consider that the board is made up of 7 colors of tiles, right? The 6 colored tiles and the team-up tiles. So by eliminating team-up tiles, now you're only leaving 6 potential color combinations. And then if you do the Kamala Khan purple, really you're dropping it down to 5. And when things combine like that, when you combine colors and tiles, you can have a much less diverse mix. So it's much more regular that they'll much more regularly create match 3, 4, and 5s. And again, having all those greens to choose from and not getting any team-up tiles means that when you do harvest with the green, it kind of just keeps recurring. The Magneto blue power is kind of like a little bit of a mini screen mix, so sometimes if you get stuck, it'll set up another match or get you the red you need to sweep the team-up tiles, and once you sweep the team-up tiles, it can create more cascades, because, like I said, there's fewer possible combinations, and the combinations that are going to give you matches and AP come up more frequently when there's less variation in the different kinds of tiles, right? The game's designed to have a even distribution if you don't tweak the rules, but as soon as you tweak it and say we have 1 less color or 2 less colors, things happen a lot quicker. Once they start happening, they do things like eliminating the tiles that his strike or attack tiles, which are, is one of the conditions right there. I finally got rid of the last one, so now it's just me versus Apocalypse. The other really good thing, the really good reason this is a good combination to use for people with not a very highly developed roster is if you're trying to do this level 8 fight, round 8 fight with just a 3-star roster, it is super easy, especially with Apocalypse's strong survive power, for you to just lose the match. He gets that on your lowest ranked character, and then cascades, and his match damage will just take them right out. And that's, it's somewhat unavoidable. The lower life they get, it is less and less unavoidable, but trying to do this, trying to take him out with only level 3 characters, without healers and without ones like this, you're going to end up running out of health very, very quickly. It doesn't take long. And especially when a combo like this, if, one piece getting broken pretty much just shuts the whole thing down, and he's going to beat you. And if that happens before he's got, if he knocks a guy down before you've got all 4 of his horseman tiles out of the way, then you know, you're probably going to finish this without even doing any damage, right? Like, he can take your team out and he's at full health, and then you've contributed nothing to your alliance trying to do this. So at this point, we've got him knocked down into taking actual damage. He's not rejuvenating at this point. So now we just have to keep rolling the combo until he is completely knocked down. And you know, you can see, like, I don't know how many, I'd like to actually count it at one point how many turns he's had, but it hasn't been a ton. Even when I very occasionally have to make the match instead of running a power, it's usually only one time, and then you kind of kick it off and you're rolling again. But again, so you can see we're slowly peeling him down. Back when I was, you know, I only had 3-star teams. I didn't know about this combo at that point, so I was already kind of past the point where I needed this. I used a different one, but you know, it was always really important to me in these alliance events for me to show up for my alliance and do the best I could. I was kind of like a junior member of a competitive alliance, so it was, you know, you didn't have to necessarily, you know, they didn't freak out if you couldn't beat it, but you had to try every time. So here I am at the end. I don't have any more moves to go, so I just fill the screen with, I finally use Storm's Black, and it's important not to use her black until you're kind of at this point, because you can't turn any of the black tiles into green tiles, right? Like, I'll show you right here. So I've got enough to do Kamala Khan's purple, but there's like only 1 or 2 places you can do it, and I just do it there to kind of get a bit of damage in. But yeah, otherwise you can't do that kind of, the powers don't work if there's special tiles on the board, so it's important to do it that way. So yeah, see, I take the whole damage, and that is Mr. God to you running the You Don't Get a Turn combo with Apocalypse. Thanks.